Today I will be talking about document management in Jira and Confluence and about our apps that allows you to facilitate this process. So let's start. Just a quick introduction about the company I work at. We are from Belarus. We are a Platinum top vendor on the Atlassian marketplace. We are Silver Atlassian solution partner. We have several data center approved apps. We have more than 15 apps on the Atlassian marketplace that you can also try. And we have apps for Jira, Confluence, and Bitbucket, so probably some of them you are already using. So our top featured apps are the following. So smart attachments for Jira, which I will be talking about, awesome grabs for Bitbucket, table filter and charts for Confluence. We had a workshop yesterday. Customer case for Jira Cloud, handy macros, and token line comments for Confluence. Just a bit about myself. I am a business analyst and a product manager of smart attachments for Jira and Confluence and of some other apps. So, okay. Here is a quick overview of capabilities of smart attachments for Jira, so for you just to understand what it provides. You can create categories within issues, you can keep document revisions in the hierarchy in Jira issues, you can perform bulk operations which are not already available in Jira. You can also use automatic file distribution to place files into specific categories based on the naming pattern or regular expression. Additionally, you can set access restrictions for each category, so only just a limited number of users will be able to view these files. And the app also provides workflow automation that can simplify some routine operations. Okay, and what about smart attachments for Jira? This is an app which creates a space storage like like OneDrive or Box or Dropbox. So here you can keep your files, your project files, so everyone can quickly access them, or you can perform all the essential operations on them. You can keep the folder structure, where you can keep your files and find them with ease. And you can also embed documents and folders into your Confluence pages for quicker collaboration on these files and folders, so without even leaving Confluence pages. And of course, app integrates with Confluence, so you needn't adjust any permissions to start working with the app. And you can also use the basic functionality like integration with Atlassian Companion just to edit files and keep their revisions in Confluence. So let's see how we can manage documents in Confluence. First of all, I wanted to talk a bit about documentation issues that you can encounter in Confluence. By default, Confluence was designed as a team collaboration platform, but after some time, people start using it for document management as well. They upload new files, they upload project files, designer files, and a lot of other things. And usually they have a dilemma where to keep these files. Some people use file sharing services, some people use Confluence pages, some people try to use FTP server, but of course there are some issues with each of these solutions. For example, if you use file sharing service, it's quite difficult to be sure that your files are kept secure. It also can be a problem to allocate all the permissions to your teammates, and especially it can become a real problem when you have multiple accounts just to get all files in one place, because every team has their own assets, and when it comes just to put them in one place, here becomes a nightmare. The issue with Confluence pages are the following. It's not very convenient to browse documents in Confluence pages because you need to open the page, go to attachments, then to go through the pagination just to find the necessary file. Of course, there is also no centralized management because every team, they create new pages, upload new files, and finally you get a mess of files that are distributed throughout Confluence pages. And this creates a third problem, fragmentation of documents, because it becomes quite difficult to find the latest revision. One says this is the latest revision, the other team says that this is the last, so it's not convenient. And the issue with FTP server is that it's not convenient. It's quite difficult to collaborate on files. You can use it just for document storage, but all the files you need just to go back to Confluence and so on and so forth. So how our app helps you to address this issue? Our app integrates with Confluence, and here you will see within each space a special section, files and documents. When you click it, you will open this space storage, and here you can add folders, upload documents, and perform all the basic operations, for example, like you get used in Dropbox, OneDrive, or any other file sharing service. Creation of folders is quite simple. You can upload documents, you can upload document revisions, and the best thing is that you can upload even folders with subfolders, and the app will recreate their structure in Confluence, so you will not have to create anything manually. So you can quickly, for example, move from SharePoint. If you have accidentally uploaded a file to the incorrect folder, you can quickly move it to another space storage or to another folder within your current space storage. For better document searchability, you can add labels, so you can further find these documents uploaded into the space storage with other attachments stored on other Confluence pages. So it's not a problem too. Collaboration of files, it's just the next step after document retention, because all the time you need to upload files, update them, discuss them with your teammates, and here our app can also help you. Just not to do all the things in our document storage, you can quickly embed them. Here is a simple link, you just click it, and the app copies the embeddable code. So when you paste it on the page, Confluence will render it just a normal file, and so then you can proceed to discussion of this file or to its editing through Atlassian Companion, and you can do everything just in the page context. So you can do this while discussing the file with your teammates, or when you plan a new sprint or something like this. When you save a new document revision, it will be automatically saved in the space storage, not on the page where you discuss it. And so this way you will keep, you can also discuss it, yeah. And this file will be kept as a new revision in the space storage, so you will not lose it, and everyone who accesses your space storage will work with the latest revision. Yeah. Then, it was a big surprise for me that our customers, they also want to embed folders. Why they need it? They want not to go to the space storage all the time just to do some simple things. They want to do this right on Confluence page. And we have added a macro as a folder attachments macro. You can also use the embedding link like for documents. And what you can do, you can embed a specific folder, and for each folder you can enable folder navigation, document uploading, and allow actions on documents and folders. So after the saving the page, you will get some view like in the space storage, and here you can do all the basic operations. You can upload documents, you can edit them, add folders, view document revisions, and everything in the page context, so you needn't even go to the space storage just to do some minor manipulations on files. Okay, this was about smart attachments for Confluence. Now let's talk about smart attachments for Jira. In general, in Jira, there are also some documentation issues, and really it looks like this. So we have an issue with a lot of attachments, and it's quite difficult to find some file through this long list of files, and it becomes a nightmare, especially when you upload multiple revisions, because usually Jira highlights it and grays out old revisions, but it's not always quite convenient to do. So what issues? Of course, there is no categorization of attachments, so you just have a single list, and it's quite difficult to browse. Some essential features are missing, for example, like renaming, bulk operations, document revisions, and document version is also not supported, so it's a pain. So how our app addresses this issue? Our app provides you with category schemes. We have released a recent version 2.0, and here we introduce category schemes which you can assign to one or multiple projects, so you can use a shared configuration among multiple projects. So what you can do, you can add multiple categories. Here they are. For each category, you can set issue types where this category should be shown. So for example, if you needed some category in bugs, you can hide it there. So you will not clutter the screen with additional categories. For each category, you can also set access restrictions. We support now users, user groups, and project roles. In the upcoming version, we will also support custom fields. So for example, when you become an assignee, and you can specify this custom field here, and you will see additional categories. And you can also set auto-distribution rules. So our app can also place files to categories based on the naming pattern and regular expression, just depending on your needs. So after applying the app and creating a category scheme, your issue will look like this. Is it more convenient to use? Yeah, you can quickly locate files because you understand that in the requirements, you will see requirements. In the design, you will see design files, not just a mess of all these files. The app also integrates with all the interfaces. So, for example, you can upload files into the necessary category, in the issue view. When you just start dropping the files, we show the overlay with categories for selection, and you just drop in the necessary category. And the app also integrates with transition forms and with all the forms that you have. So you can place files into the necessary category right when creating an issue, editing it, or executing some transition. Operations on attachments. The app also provides some missing features that are not available in Jira, and you can use them. For example, like renaming of files. It can be a pain to rename files because you need to download it, rename, and upload it back to Jira. With our app, you can do it right on the fly. Then you can also send some attachments to the email address. For example, when you need someone to review a file, you can send it back. You can send it from Jira, so you needn't download this file to your local computer, go to your mail agent, write in the mail, and send it back to your customer. You can do this everything from Jira. And if your opponent just replies back, the file will be attached back to the Jira issue too. Then we also provide bulk operations on attachments. So if you have multiple attachments or your issue, for example, especially this problem of Jira Service Desk, when people send you emails, they include different signatures and so on and so forth. So after some time, the issue has a lot of small files, and it's quite difficult to delete them one by one. You need to confirm, approve, and it can become a real problem. With our app, you can select the entire category or some specific file, and then you can execute the bulk operation. So we support bulk removal, bulk download, moving between categories within the issue. You can send them to email, or if, for example, you needn't files anymore in the issue, you can just archive them and send just a single archive in the issue. You can also use the document revisions. So this is how it looks. So here you can see the expandable document. So when you expand it, you can see all the revisions that we have. And you can upload new revisions. And in the nearest version, we will also add the document revision mapping, like in Confluence. So if you have, if the document has the same file name, it will be attached automatically to the document, to its parent document. At the moment, we just have a manual upload of new revisions. While uploading a new revision, you can add some comment just to track the edits that you have made. And after this, for example, you can use the comment threads, and this comment will be also visible here. So, for example, you can discuss some files, some designs with your teammates, and so you needn't to use the issue comments when comments can be lost after some time. So you will not just produce too many notifications. You can discuss everything in context for a particular file. And of course, without workflow automations, our app will not live, and we provide a set of them. The first workflow automations that we have is a distribution rule. Just a simple example, here we have a distribution rule which will place files with extension like docx, doc, XLS into the documents folder. You just save this distribution file, and when you upload the file in the issue, here we add a special area where you can drop files, and after dropping the files, the app will automatically distribute your your pack of files through categories based on these auto-distribution rules. If you want, you can just come to our booth, and I will show you how it works in real life, so it will look much more interesting. Okay. And the app also provides a series of conditions and validators that you can use just to simplify some routine operations. For example, you can disallow transition of issue if there are no files in the category, or if the number of files does not exceed or does not equal some number of files that you need. You can also use the name patterns and regular expression for some complex cases when, for example, you need to ensure that there are 2 spreadsheets in the specific category with some file name, with a specific file name. So in this case, for example, like a manager, you needn't all the time go to the issue and check whether there are any files, because your employee will not be able to, for example, close the issue if there are no files of some kind. The app can also check files uploaded by some users, user groups, and project roles. And, for example, when executing the workflow, you will see some kind of an error that transition cannot be executed, and you need to upload a file to the category just to complete it. So this just saves a bit of time and requires less manual work for you. And, of course, some post functions that you can use. For example, you can move files between categories. When, for example, you complete the issue, you have a draft category where you keep files, and for example, you need to place some file to the final or approved document. You can also send files by email or delete them, for example, for some cases like in Jira Service Desk, when you have a lot of signature images and you just want to clear them after closing the issue. So this is just another way to simplify your life. So that was all for smart attachments. I will be happy to talk to you about this app near our stand. So if you have any questions or you want to see the app in real life, how it works, just come and see. So I will be happy to answer all your questions and to get some ideas what features I'm missing, for example, for your use cases. Okay, thank you.